Hello, everybody, and welcome. Would you believe me if I told you that I know somebody who tripled her rates and her clients thanked her? True story. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Wendy Pitts Reeves. I'm a licensed clinical social worker in private practice, and I am your coach. I'm here to be your cheerleader, your supporter, and I'm here to help you design your ideal practice, whatever a private practice needs to look like for you so that it serves you as well as it serves your clients. Because I kind of think that's how it should be. And today I want to talk with you about raising your rates because I see it so often. So many of the people that I coach and so many of my colleagues, frankly, undercharge for their services. If you watched last week's video, then you know I already talked about how to set your rates, how to determine what an appropriate value is and make sure that your rates are like they make sense for what you do. If you didn't watch that, go watch that first because that's going to help you. But today I want to talk about what about when it becomes time to raise your rates. Now, we tend to not want to do that because we're either afraid that people are going to, they're going to hate us, they're going to all quit on us, they won't be able to afford us, and our practice is going to dry up, and we're going to end up, I don't know, broke and homeless. I get that fear, totally understand that. We also have a fear that people will see us as greedy and thinking that it's all about the money instead of about the work. That's one of our biggest fears. But you and I both know it's not about the money, it is about the work. The money is a reflection of the value of that work. But here's the thing. Actually, neither one of those is the only, like there's a third reason why it's important to raise your rates every now and then. And not just because, things go up in price, but because when you undercharge, your clients know it, and the good ones are going to feel guilty about paying you those fees. Then your rates become a therapeutic issue. And that's exactly what happened with this story that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So, when I first started coaching officially as a business, one of my first clients was a financial coach who worked with women to help them kind of get all their financial ducks in a row, make sure their investments were solid, that their insurance was exactly what they needed, that they had savings in place, all those kinds of things. And she cared deeply about her clients. She also felt sorry for them a lot. So her rates were very low. I know the irony is quite striking. After we began working together, I was able to help her see that she needed a better pricing strategy. And she ultimately put together some packages that meant she tripled her rates. And when she did, you know what happened? She got an email from one of her favorite clients thanking her, thanking her because her client, who she adored, knew that she was kind of getting a steal. And she had things that she wanted to reach out to this coach about. She had other questions she wanted to ask her. There were things she wanted to turn to her for help with, but she didn't want to bother her at all, ever, because she knew she wasn't paying her hardly anything. So when my client, the coach, raised her fees, her client felt healthier and stronger. And it was more fair and did not mind reaching out to her as much. So she actually got better coaching. It's a win-win all the way around. See how this works? So there's a lot of really good reasons why your pricing needs to be accurate and why every so often you need to raise your rates. If it's been 2 or 3 years, it's probably time. If you are already undercharging compared to all the things I said in my last video, it's probably time. But how do you do it? Well, I'm going to give you 3 main strategies and a bonus. And when we're all done, I have a little tool for you, a gift that I'm going to share with you that I think is going to make this easier for you. So, strategy number one is to quite simply make a decision, make an announcement, and raise your rates across the board with everybody at the same time. You can choose that time to be out a certain amount of time, like 30 days out, 60 days out, 90 days out. But bottom line, it happens to everybody the same time. That's strategy number one. And that is by far the cleanest and the easiest to manage. It's also the one that's going to make you the most uncomfortable. At least it was for me. It took me a few years to get up the nerve to do that. Strategy number two is to have a two-tiered system. With all of your current clients, you just let them continue as they are. But any new clients who come in at the newer rate. Okay. And it just stays that way. And you gradually, as the older clients sort of phase out just by attrition, gradually your rates all become the new one. That's okay. That's a perfectly fine strategy. If you don't mind keeping up with who's at the new rate and who's at the old rate, you can do that. I just want to caution you, don't do that just as a way of avoiding this conversation. Be careful. Only do that if it makes sense for your particular business, your practice, and your clientele. The third strategy is sort of a variation on that, and that is you have new people coming in at the new rate. Yes. Your old folks can stay at the old rate, which is kind of a grandfathered status, but only for a certain period of time. So you tell everybody rates are going up. New people coming in, you don't say that. They don't need to know. They just pay whatever you're charging. But for your old clients, you say, I want to let you know I'm raising my rates, actually effective immediately with my new folks. With you guys, though, because I love you, because we've been working together for a while, because I want to honor the work that we're doing, I'm going to let you guys sort of have grandfathered status for an extra month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is feels fair to you. And then I'm going to have to bring you up to the new rates. But you get some extra time because I want to make sure that you have lots of time to prepare for it and that it feels good. Okay. So, grandfathered status with a time limit. So, do you see how these three strategies work across the board? New people only go the new rate, old people old rate until they gradually fade away. And then, or the third option, old people at the old rate. I don't mean old people, you know what I mean. Old people at the old rate, existing clients at the old rate for a limited period of time. And then everybody's on the same. Now, here's a little bonus tip for you. And that is kind of a variation on that last one. When you're talking to your current clients and you want to offer them grandfathered status, a better way to do that is to give them the option of buying sessions, buying visits, buying services ahead of time at the current rate. So let me give you an example of what that would look like. Let's say, just to keep the math easy, you're charging $100 a visit for whatever it is you do. I don't know what you do, but it's probably worth more than that. But let's start there. And you've made a decision to raise your rate to 125. You can tell all of your current clients, hey, dear clients, as of this date, my new rate's going to be 125 a session. But because I love you, because I adore you, because I want to honor your work, I want to give you guys, only you guys, a special opportunity to buy a group of visits at the old rate, the 100, before the rates go up. So rates are going to go up on this date. And let's say the date is a month out. Anytime between now and then, you can buy 6 visits, 10 visits, 20 visits, whatever you want to at the current rates ahead of time. And you can say, I'm not offering this to anybody except for the people I already work with. And then what happens is they pay you ahead of time. How's that? And suddenly you have this big burst of cash coming in the door on the front end. And they are happy because they just got to pay ahead at your current lower rates. That's a win-win. One little tip, if you do that, make it don't let them return it. No refunds, non-refundable. Okay. No refunds. because it will be an accounting nightmare if you try to do it that way. So just keep this quick and clean. Got it? All right. So all of those strategies that I just laid out for you, I have used every single one of those successfully. I have also coached lots of people to do the same and have seen it work over and over and over again. I have seen so many times where people raise their rates. I worked with a yoga teacher who raised her rates 3 times in the pandemic to where she eventually was way higher than anybody around her. And her client load went up. I might have told that story before. That's okay. She's one of the ones I'm really proud of. So I like to talk about her. I love these things. I love what my clients do. And I like to talk about them. So I mentioned for you earlier that I have a little gift for you. Here's the gift. I am going to provide a link with this video where I'm going to give you a sample template for a rate increase letter that you can send to your clients. And you can use it's the across the board one. So that's the one, but because that's what I do, that's the one I actually think is the easiest to do, the cleanest to do. So that's what I'm going to share with you is a letter sample that you can adapt for your own situation. Look for the link below to get that and use that, y'all. Use it to raise your own rates. Okay? You can do this. Your clients actually will not mind it. You'll be surprised, actually. Most of them won't say anything at all. Very rarely when you lose anybody, you might lose one or two, or you might have somebody that comes a little less often, but you will feel so much better when the higher income comes in. You're making more money and your clients are fine. And what feels kind of like, right now, in no time at all, you're not even going to think about it. It'll be like, it's just what you charge. This is how I work. So go do it. Have a great week. Get to work on this. Tell me how it's going. Come talk to me if you're having trouble with it. I'll help you out. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye now.